Hello everyone, this is Todd. This is a video not about personality and not about Myers-Briggs. This is a very different kind of video. Um, this is going to add a little bit of spice and variety to my lineup of YouTube videos. Because actually when I started out with YouTube, this is the kind of thing that I did with my earliest videos. I geeked out, per se. I, uh, I didn't do personality or Myers-Briggs or anything like that. Of course, later on, the exact reverse would happen, but I'm going to try to have a little bit of variety here so as to, you know, get my geek on. Okay, so this one is specifically about weather alert radios. There is no reason on God's green earth why every household should not have one of these devices. This right here is This is one of the newest uh, Midland weather radios. This is the WR120EZ.
Found immediately. Residents living along streams and creeks should take immediate precautions to protect life and property. Do not attempt to cross swift.
That was my WR120EZ. This is an updated version of the was it the WR102 or WR100s that I had a couple years ago, which when my nephew and his wife moved in here, they kind of destroyed the two units that were downstairs, trashed them, and well, it's just one of my many grievances that acts of vandalism that they did against me and against my property. But that's another story entirely. But yeah, this is one of my replacement radios. It only cost 29 bucks. Of course, if you get one of these, you definitely want to have this, a battery backup. You don't have to hook these up to an uninterruptible power supply, or you don't have to hook it up to a backup battery because it has its own battery. And by the way, the batteries in these things, if you get the alkalines or the ultimate lithium ion batteries, or the the non-rechargeable ones, they will last a long time. Now you can use rechargeable batteries with these, but I would probably recommend, since your power doesn't go out normally, usually most of the time, I would just go ahead and recommend getting alkalines or the lithium alkaline batteries or whatever, non-rechargeable types for this. And what you do is you put one of these on each floor of your house. You can put two on each floor, and that's what I've done. I have two of these per floor, and they have their own built-in battery backup, completely self-contained. But of course, when you're at home, there's no reason in the world why you should not hook them up to the AC. These are base units, but these can also be turned into mobiles. And I really like these newer models, these WR120EZs. They are, I gotta admit, Midland has made some great updates to the radios, because the old radios, the ones that I had here in my house many years ago, didn't have the same codes. And let me give you a little bit of variety here of the weather radios that I have in my house here. Now, I couldn't find one of them. There's one of these radios that are sitting around here somewhere, which I could not locate. But I was able to locate this one. This is my Oregon Scientific WR602. It's not very easy to see. Well, it's not very easy to see at all, but I'm probably not making it easier. But it's the Oregon Scientific WR602. What makes this radio unique is that it was the first consumer radio that I'm aware of that had the s.a.m.e codes built into it. The specific area messaging encoded messages. And so like you go into this menu and you can set the alarm, you can set the location, you can set the channel it sits on, and then you can set the clock. The location is where you enter the code. But this particular radio was the first one to have the counties programmed into it. The county names, like St. Clair County, Madison County, St. Louis City, St. Louis County, St. Charles County, Franklin County, Jefferson County, St. Francis County, Washington County, Lincoln County, Warren County. This little radio was one of the first ones that had the actual county names programmed into it and the code associated with the county name. So it no longer was necessary to go to the National Weather Service's website and get your code for your county. With this radio, which was the first one that I'm aware of, you could simply select the name of the county and it would automatically enter the code into the memory of this device. It had the names and the codes for the entire United States and all of its territories, like Puerto Rico, Alaska, Hawaii, Guam, the Virgin Islands, and it had everything. This radio came out in the year 2007. I've had it since 2007. In fact, if you check Amazon and you go looking for the Oregon Scientific WR602, you will find that I posted a review of this radio on Amazon because I was so in love with this radio. It's so awesome. I can take it anywhere.
Forecast for the St. Louis metropolitan area, including the cities of Belleville and surrounding communities for late this afternoon. Breezy. Showers and thunderstorms. Temperature falling to the lower.
Anyway, so that's just a quick little demo of it. Now there is one problem with this radio. It uses a very proprietary battery. This is the back cover. This is what it looks like without it. But you can see that inside this black plastic shell is a special type of battery, a very proprietary, specific battery. This unit, you can pull out the battery and you can put in AA batteries. So you can power this off AA batteries, but it will not charge up your AA batteries. If you have rechargeable batteries, it will not do it. It will only recharge the proprietary battery pack that is designed for this. Now, there's a little surprise here. The battery pack, which this thing runs on, is in fact a proprietary cordless phone battery. A very specific cordless phone battery. There's a specific model number for this, and the model number written on this battery pack, which there's one of these inside of there right now. The reason I say this is because it's now 2014, and I had to replace the original battery that came with this device. It does not apparently last very long. It was a 3.6 volt nickel metal hydride, but the original pack that came with this was 600 mAh, milliamp hour. This one is the same specification, 3.6 volt, 900 milliamp hour. Again, this is in fact a cordless telephone battery, a very specific cordless phone battery. This is not really designed for this thing. It was not manufactured for it, but when Oregon Scientific decided to bring this radio to market, they decided to use a proprietary cordless phone battery with it. Now, why they chose to do that, I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to be weird or cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The good thing is that we have Amazon, and you can go out there and you can do your research, and you will have to do a little research in order to figure this out. But it turns out that you can use this specific cordless phone battery with this old radio, this old WR602 from Oregon Scientific. And I bought a 3-pack. The third one is actually inside of the device. So 1, 2, 3. 11 bucks for all 3. Now that does not include shipping. When you buy through Amazon, anything you buy under 35 bucks, you pay for shipping. In order to get free shipping, you have to buy over 35 bucks. And even with that, sometimes you have to pay full shipping, but that's another story entirely. But for my point here is that I now have 2 spare batteries for this radio in the future when this battery decides to play out. And these 2, I'm just going to leave inside their cases and wait, play the waiting game for this battery to fail. Now, it took like 6 or 7 years for the original battery to play out on this radio. So I fully expect to be able to use this little portable WR602 for a very long time. I think very long term. I don't think short term, folks. I think long term into the future. And besides, the price was right. 3 replacement battery packs for 11 bucks. And they're more powerful than the original battery that came with the device in the first place. So, yeah, I always think ahead, folks. I always think long term. And the only thing I'm worried about is that this device itself may be subjected to harsh treatment in the future and may stop working before the batteries stop working. That's my only concern. But that concern is not as big as you might think, because this is one of my other weather alert radios. This is the Radio Shack 12-254. It is a fully programmable, it looks like a cell phone. It even has an antenna that even makes it look more like a cell phone or a cordless phone. It really, really does. It looks like a cordless telephone. See? But this radio is ancient. This radio is not from the 2000s. It's from the middle 1990s. This is from like 1995, 94, maybe 96, but I think it was more like 95 or 94, I think. But this is a s.a.m.e weather alert radio. This was one of the very first portables manufactured by Radio Shack that had the same technology in it, s.a.m.e, Specific Area Messaging Encoding. But yeah, I'm going to turn it on.
North Central St. Charles County until 6 p.m. At 3:06 p.m., National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms with heavy rainfall across the advisory area. Doppler radar estimated 2 to 4 inches of rainfall has occurred within additional possible near St. Paul.
It looks like a cordless. It looks like a cordless telephone, or a cell phone, or an old school cordless telephone or cell phone. It's even got a little flip thing, but it's not. It does not contain a microphone, of course. But it does have a few buttons. But as you can see, it's a very old school weather radio. This dates back from the middle 1990s. Mine still works. Now, the thing I don't like about this radio is that the antenna is very rigid. It's not very flexible. It's very breakable. That's one of the vulnerabilities of this radio. And the case that it's in is also very flimsy. I mean, it looks pretty strong, but it's not really. But yeah, it's an old school radio. It's an old school s.a.m.e radio. and it still works to this very day. It's now 2014. I purchased this back in the middle 1990s. This radio is about 20 years old, and it still works to this very day. I take care of my equipment. I don't subject my equipment to harsh treatment, and I don't, I'm very good like that. That's why I never have to buy the extended plan on anything I buy, because I take care of my stuff. And this thing is an ancient dinosaur. It still works. It uses the same, or s.a.m.e, specific area messaging encoding, the National Weather Service uses today. But it's a very old school dinosaur relic from 20 years ago. So that's why I bought this thing back in 2007. I wanted something like it, but something that was much more updated and something that had the latest technology, and this one does. It's got all the county codes programmed into it. It has all the names programmed into it. I don't have to worry about ever entering that information with this. I can go anywhere in the United States, plant myself in some county in Montana, whatever county it is, so long as I know which county I'm in. And I can select on the menu Montana from the state list and then go down the county list. And this little radio, all I do is hit menu and it will automatically insert that code into the memory of this device. And I will have the code for the county that I'm located in. It's automatic now. But back in the day, when I had this dinosaur beast, this relic from 20 years ago, I had to know the code for the county that I was located in. This does not have any of the county names for anywhere in the United States. So if you want to use this radio correctly, if you want to use it in the way that it was meant to be used, you have to go online and search for the code on the National Weather Service website. Now that's not too hard. I grant you that. But it's a hassle. And it's an unnecessary step. And I'm just glad that there are radios like this, the WR602, which I think is one of the best radios, at least portable ones. And now we have the Midland WR120EZ. You can get this on Amazon for 29 bucks, but it has all of the county codes already programmed into it for the whole United States. And of those codes, you can use 25 of them in programmed memories in your device, so that as you move around, you can take this with you portable. As you move around from one area to the next,
Reports of water flowing over.
as you move around from one area to the next, you can change the specific code that you want to monitor. Select the county you're in, and it will automatically fill in the memory with the code for the county that you're located in, which is so important. I have been waiting for devices like this to come around for a long time. Midland has been very slow to do it, and now they have finally stepped to the plate. And now the WR120EZ finally has this specific function. Now, it is possible that some of their earlier models may have it, because I haven't bought a Midland weather radio since 2007 or 2008. Maybe it was 2006. But it's been a long time now. In fact, I think it was 2006. I had one of the earlier models of this, the WR100, the WR102, or something like that. It was one of the earlier models, and it did not have the code translation tables built into it for the counties. You had to know the codes for your counties that you wanted before you programmed these older model radios. With this one, WR120EZ and the WR602, you don't have to know the codes. The radio has the database built into them for the entire United States and all of its possessions. So that is a real cool feature. And I am really glad that Midland, well, what is this now, 7 or 8 years ago, when Oregon Scientific came out with this one. You can buy this radio, by the way, on Amazon for 37 bucks on Amazon right now. It's $37.33. I've had mine for a very long time, and I posted my review on Amazon about this particular radio. I think it was 2007 when I posted it. It may have been 2006 when I purchased it, but I forget now. I forget what year it was exactly. But it was a long time ago. Just look for my review on Amazon. It's there. It's there. I've never taken it down. Um, I've got other weather alert radios. I have the Oregon Scientific WR601, which is the twin sibling for this radio, but it's not exactly a twin per se. It's more of a sibling, a non-twin sibling. It does not have all the codes programmed into it. With the WR601N radio, you have to know the codes for the county that you're in. But it is similar to this. It's similar, but not quite. So let me, in fact, hold on one second. I might be able to locate that radio real quick. Hold on. Okay. Let's scratch that. Okay. Okay. Well, scratch that. Apparently I can't locate it. It's somewhere around here, but I can't find it right off the bat, so I don't have enough time. But yeah, I got the WR601 by Oregon Scientific, and it's around here somewhere because I just played with it maybe 5 days ago. But it's around here somewhere. I just I don't know where it's at right now. Whoops. Okay, well, enough of my antics here. 37.33 online. You can buy this at Amazon.com. Brand new, $37.33. The original battery that comes with it is only 600 milliamp hours, and you're probably only going to get about 6 or 7 years out of the original battery. And that's probably as long as it's going to last. My recommendation is to go online and buy the tri-pack of replacement batteries. Now, don't go typing in under Amazon or Google looking for Oregon Scientific WR602 replacement batteries. Well, you can try that, and you may come up with this, especially if you go to Amazon. But try Google first, because these batteries are not designed specifically for this device. They are designed for a cordless telephone. You have to go looking for the cordless phone battery in order to find the battery for that device. It's a little complicated, and the part numbers don't match up either. So don't go using the part numbers, because you're going to run into a dead end real fast. But it is possible. There's like a particular forum that I found where they mentioned that a specific cordless phone battery is completely compatible with this. And in fact, that's apparently the cordless phone battery that they were going after. They just had a 600 milliamp version of the battery designed for this, whereas this is a replacement battery that has a lot more power. It's 900 milliamp hour. So, and it's a tri-pack, 11 bucks online on Amazon. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, yeah. Anyway, there you go. My geek out on weather radios. I've got like 3 or 4 of these now. 2 for up here, 2 for downstairs. I also have a First Alert WX150 in my living room. I'm going to probably hold on to that one. It has a little fluke with it I don't like. It doesn't, the backup batteries drain even when the unit is plugged into the wall, and I don't like that. With these Midland radios, when you plug these into the wall, it does not drain the battery backup. That's a plus. But that First Alert WX150 of mine drains the batteries when you plug it into the AC wiring, the AC electricity, and I don't like that. No, when it's plugged in, it should not be draining the backup batteries. That is not right. Now, don't get me wrong, the WX150 First Alert is a good radio. It's a damn fine radio. But no, 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 no. You do not drain the backup batteries when you're plugged into the wall. These don't do it. Most weather alert base station radios do not do it. The only one I'm aware of is the First Alert WX150. And that is one of the drawbacks of that particular radio. And that's why I'm actually so wanting to retire that radio. Because it does do that, and I do not like it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good radio, but you drain the battery while you're plugged into the wall? No. No. I've had that radio now for many years. I've had it since 2009 or 2008. I'm very long-term with all this. I think in long-term perspectives. You know, I don't look around the corner and only think about the immediate present. I think long-term into the future. That's the way I'm orientated. I like to make sure that when I do something or when I go in a certain direction or if I commit to something, it's going to be there many years from now. And it's going to be there for a long time. I'm very long-term orientated. And the video is almost 30 minutes now, so I should probably pull the plug. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. I hope you got something out of this video. I hope you understand that weather radios are, I think, a very vital thing that every household should have. I think that every single person should have one or two. Actually, one for each floor at a minimum. I myself, I do 2 on each floor. Another weather radio that I didn't talk about, but I have, is called the Midland WX300. In fact, let me just go ahead and go get that really quick. I'll go get it, and I'll let you see it. Okay. So here's another one of my ancient dinosaur radios. Please excuse the fact that there is so much dust, so many fingerprints on this radio. But it's called the
thunderstorms with heavy rainfall across the advisory area. Doppler radar estimated 2 to 4 inches of rainfall has occurred with an additional inch possible near St. Paul. Runoff from this excessive rainfall will cause minor flooding to occur, especially along small streams and near low water.
This is called the WX300, I believe. Let me see. Oh, no, 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 it's not called the WX300. It's called the WR300. It's made by Midland. It, too, has a battery backup, of course. It takes 4 AA's. It has a built-in clock radio, AM/FM radio built into it, so you can...
Clarification. Joseph Peterson, an attorney for Hathitrust.
The other 2 in the elevator. Helpful, it allows students with...
So you can listen to AM/FM radio on here. The weather radio will interrupt the AM/FM radio if an alert comes out. It uses s.a.m.e, specific area messaging and coding. I have had this radio since 2006, I believe. I think it was 2006 when I bought this. But this is made by Midland. This is the older model. This is the one from a long time ago. And you can see all the dust and the fingerprints. Even the antenna looks awful because it hasn't been touched in years. This device operates automatically on its own and doesn't require me to interact or do anything with it. And it's got the battery backup, so if the power goes out, it's got a backup on it. But this is the older WR300 by Midland, and I've had this one probably only this radio is older than this one. All my other weather radios in my house are much younger. These two radios are my dinosaurs. This is my oldest dinosaur, dating back from 20 years ago. And this one is dating back from about 8 to 9 years ago, around 2006-ish, what should I say. But yeah. So actually I've got 3 weather radios up here on the first floor of my house and 2 downstairs in the basement. And of course I've got the portable units, which I don't count. And of course I've got a WR601N radio sitting around here somewhere, wherever it might be. But yeah, so I take weather alerts seriously. I like to be in the know. The WR601, may I add, and the WR602, I commonly use for my bike rides when I go out onto the trails and I go biking around, or if I drive over to my family's house, or if I go visit family, friends, whatever. I usually have this one with me, especially if there's, a risk of bad weather. If there's no risk of bad weather, if it's going to be perfectly sunny, I leave these at home. I don't obsess over it that much. I don't fear the future. I just want to know that if the future holds some problems, I want to be aware of it. So I don't fear the future. You might think that with all these weather radios, well, Todd, you seem like you fear the future. No, I don't. I know that the future has risk. I know that there are dangers with the future. But I don't fear the future itself. I don't like interruptions. I don't like being inconvenienced. That's the thing about me. I don't like being inconvenienced. I like having realistic, practical ways to keep the inconveniences of the future to a minimum. That is what I like to do. I hope that makes sense. I hope it doesn't, like change your point of view about me, because I don't fear the future. I love the future. I think about it all the time. I'm very long-term focused, long-term orientated. So anyway, with that, the video is now almost 35 minutes. So I better wrap it up and pull the plug, cut off the head to the turkey, or the chicken. Anyway, I'll say sayonara to all of you. This was a Geek Out, by the way. I am a geek, so it's okay. This is my normal thing. Don't be alarmed. There's nothing to worry about. All right, I'll talk to you later. See you later. Sayonara. Adios. Habanada.